Although I am involved with CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada, the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the participants and do not reflect those of CADAC. And now, cue the music.
This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, it's Andre here with another short for the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, the podcast for the high-achieving ADHD entrepreneur. This episode is brought to you by CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada. You can get more information and you can donate at www.caddac.ca. You heard me talking to Julia Waller this past week for episode 97. And we're talking about the CliftonStrengths. Sometimes I slip up and I call it the Strengths Finder because for the longest time, that's what it was called, the Strengths Finder, Clifton Strengths Finder, but now they call it the CliftonStrengths. Julie and I have a passion for identifying people's talents and strengths, and also to help people with their talents and strengths. So what I wanted to share with you is I want to briefly go over my top 5. When I learned my top 5 strengths, man, my God, did I just like, oh, wow. This explains why I have 200,000 hobbies, why I've got it to a certain point and I'm no longer really interested. Because my top strength is learner, right? And what I liked about this, the Clifton Strengths, is when they explain to you, they got the scientific part, and then they said, this is how it sounds like. And when I learned that there's just like, if you haven't learned anything in a while, you're just going to take a pottery class. I'm like, that's so true. So for me, my top strength, which is a strategic thinking strength, is learning. The process of learning rather than the outcome excites me. And I have a desire to learn and to continuously improve. So this explains a lot of my passion for helping people, for me to always look inside and to see how I can improve today for tomorrow. And just keep refining my abilities and my bad experiences and good experiences. So my top is learner, which and I even, what's funny is I found something I did in grade 7 or 8, I believe. I found it in the chest at home, and it's like a family crest type of thing, a family crest for me. And the motto on the bottom was love to learn. So what I really like about like the Colby and this Clifton Strengths, I guarantee you can look back to your childhood. This is how you've always worked. And this was validating and very extremely cool. So my top strength is learner. So for me, I really tried the stuff. When I started my engineering company, I got into a lot of weird things that not a lot of people knew. And that was because of my learner. I just love learning to come, oh, that can't be done, really? So I learn about it and I apply it. And I can do that every day. My second strength, number 2, is a relationship building one, and it's called individualization. And this was very important for me and validating because this has explained to me what I know I've done for a long time. It's just watch people and understand them. And I always fought the right to be unique. And this just proved to me it's true because as the strength identifies, I am intrigued with the unique qualities of each person. I have a gift for figuring out how every different person can work together productively. And this is what I do on construction sites. This is what I do in my engineering company. This is what I do with my friends. And this is what I do with anyone who's interesting to learn how to work together. And this strength empowers me and I love it. And when I saw this, it was validating. So everyone's different. I try to figure out how you click, you individually, and then I try to make sure that you can click as many times as possible. And if I can help support that and help initiate that for you, man, I do this all day and I'm looking forward to doing this all day. My third strength is an executing strength. It's called achiever. Okay. And I've always been accused of working too hard and it's ridiculous how much you work. You got to stop because how you're going to die of starvation or lack of energy, or you're just going to burn out. True. But achiever is I work hard and I possess a great deal of stamina. I take immense satisfaction in being busy and productive. Not busy to be busy, but the busy has to be productive. If I'm not productive, it's not fun. I'm not achieving. And this I always explain why once I got one thing done, I moved on to the next. I got one thing done, I moved on to the next. No. What I got to do now is I got to celebrate those achievements, but I've always got to do more. I'm always multiplying my abilities. I'm always multiplying my goals and my successes because I can't sit still. little bit of the ADHD thing, but it's my number 3 strength. My 4th strength is self-assuredness. Okay. Now this self-assuredness is actually at times misunderstood as being arrogant and stubborn, but this is an influencing strength. And self-assurance, you're going to just please listen to these keywords. Okay. I feel confident in my ability to take risks and manage my own life. There's nothing wrong with that. I have an inner compass that gives me certainty in my decisions. And when I've gotten all the facts, I've got the full understanding of the problem or the situation, I make a decision. I made the right decision based on what I know, and it's the right path. Now, just because I won't decide otherwise, if everyone disagrees with me, then I'm assumed to be stubborn or pig-headed or arrogant. But I know that if you give me enough facts and information to say that that decision is wrong, I got no problems changing my mind. But the thing is, by the time I made a decision, I've got all the right information. I'm really assured that this is the right decision and direction, and we move forward. Right? It's a confidence I have, which is misunderstood. So that I can understand saved me a lot during my life. And especially with the undiagnosed ADHD, I always knew inside this was right for me, even though everyone disagreed with me. But that gave me the motivation and the will to just move forward because I believed in myself and I can manage my own life. And I've got an ability to take risks. And I got my inner compass that directs me in the right place. Now, my 5th strength is analytical. It's a strategic thinking strength as well. But I search for reasons and causes. I always did, always my whole life, and I still do to this day. To me, there's always a reason and a cause for something. And I have the ability to think about all the factors that might affect a situation. So a lot of people get frustrated with me because I'll sit there and I'll ask 200,000 questions. And at times, I will even take the side of one of the arguments in order to get all the facts and information. So I can have all the data to make the right call. And at times it frustrates people, especially when they find out, says, I never agreed with the position I was taking, but it was a way for me to get all the factors that affect the situation. Once I have that all together, all that data, and then I analyze that to see all avenues, all aspects has been considered so that our direction and the new decision will have everything involved. I don't like just taking two out of 5 sides and get enough information and go somewhere. I want to get all 5 sides of the story or all 5 sources of information so that where we go with this next step, we have everything in place because there's less stuff to deal with later. With my fact finder and Colby, I'll need more data and stuff to be a lot more analytical. So that's my Clifton strengths. My top 1 is learner. I love to learn. I need to learn. 2 is individualization, which is everyone is unique and I want to know how everyone works uniquely so I can help them work the way they work best. My number 3 is achiever. I just need to be busy and productive and achieve goals. Once they're done, I achieve again. My 4th is self-assurance. Once I've made a decision, I'm confident I have made the right decision. I have the confidence of taking risk and I have confidence that the decision I made is correct. And I got an inner compass that points me in the right direction 9 times out of 10. And my 5th one is analytical. And I can like to see all sides of the coin. I like to get as much information I can so I can make the right call. Now, the flip side, Clifton, like Julie explained, there's 34 themes. Okay. So right now they gave me the top 5, but later on I got the listing in the order of all 34, and that was interesting because my number 6 is responsibility. Once I take it on, I must do it. 7 is maximizer, is how can I take things and maximize its efficiency and strengths. 8 is strategic. I like to be strategic and understand and come up with strategies to effectively affect things or effectively execute things. Number 9 is relator, is how I relate to things and people, and I have an ability to relate people into projects a lot more intimate level than a lot of people. And my 10th is focus. I got an ability to just focus and stay on track and keep going. Followed very closely by number 11, which is discipline. I use this with my team. Everyone gets identified their top strengths so I can help delegate projects in a certain way so that their strengths are utilized. Or at times what I do is I'll actually use, like my engineer manager has a harmony strength. And when things are starting to not go well, no one's communicating, I bring him into the discussions with clients and such, and he brings harmony to it. It's just a strength of his. It's another great tool combined with Colby. It's a powerhouse, and I've been using it for many years. If you're interested how this can work well with your teams and yourself, remember, my number 2 is individualization. I want to help you understand your unique self and understand and identify the unique selves of your team and how we can all work together. Please reach out to me. I'd be happy to discuss this and help you. You can email me at andre@andreb.ca. The link will be in the show notes. I would love to share this information with you because this is a fantastic tool for you to understand about yourself and your team. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.